as you know, we've been around for 10 years since 2015. I've personally looked at over 1,000 franchise brands. We've curated a list of about 70 brands, of which we reviewed numerous franchise disclosure documents, had numerous conversations with franchisors, spoke to franchisees, and we've seen it as a good opportunity for certain franchise candidates. So I want to go through 6 opportunities that are available right now in 2025 in Texas, and I want to give a little kicker, a little gift to the
At the
audience.
very end of it, yeah.
Yeah, at the end of it, where there's a potential, if you work with us and you invest in one of these brands, we're happy to give you, cash back to really help you grow your business. But stay to the end. We'll talk about how that program works, and let's go through some of these concepts.
Let's
And I
dive
know
in.
the first one is a business called Squeegee Squad.
Squeegee Squad.
So nothing too sexy. They wash exteriors, mostly windows, residential, commercial. They have a call center that can help you. Also, like Visa franchise, 2 brothers that co-founded it. They both own it. Joe and Jack, based out of Minnesota.
Joe and
We've had
Jack?
Joe and Jack, yeah, like my dad and my brother.
Yeah.
So we've had numerous investors with them, and we're talking about 70K to 165K to open up in Texas. There's 65 locations, and they've been around since 1995. And we had Joe on our podcast, and what I liked is, they took some time to start franchising. They worked out a lot of kinks. They lost a lot of money. They made a lot of money, and then they started franchising 10 years later. They've been franchising for 20 years now. So they have prior E2 Visa investors. One of their E2 Visa investors is a top performer, making over $1 million from this franchise, which is quite impressive down in Florida. So you can see, the total territory, population, sales for each of the franchisees that are reporting. Very open in terms of financials, and the feedback we get from our clients is that it's like being part of a family. That they're very cooperative across franchisees, across the franchisor, flexible, great systems. They're already in Dallas, parts of Houston, Austin, here San Antonio is available, as well as many of the border cities on the Rio Grande. So, even there, if this is a consideration, we'd be happy to do a territory check, see if it's a viable business option for you. Another one is Accelerated Waste Solutions. Again, they took their time to start accepting franchisees. 9 years. They developed a great business model, 32 locations. Higher investment though, about 140 to 300K. And this is a junk removal business, multiple businesses actually. They also do trash valet. And with this business, they keep investing in technologies. We've had multiple clients invest with Accelerated Waste Solutions. We've had the 2 founders on our podcast as well. And there is availability throughout Texas for this brand. Next up is Homewatch Caregivers. So with this, I just want to take a step back, Aladdin, and say Texas is a really large market in terms, as I mentioned, 612,000 people moved to Texas in 2023, and there's a lot of old people in Texas. So that's an opportunity. It's a state with the 3rd largest elderly population. So there's a big opportunity in Texas. In 2020, 9 million people in Texas were age 50 or older, and that's going to grow 82% in the next 25 years. So there's a big addressable market in Texas. And this type of business, Homewatch Caregivers, is essentially an agency where you have caregivers that are helping elderly folks with different chores. It could be undressing, dressing, and you create a staffing agency. And you're responsible for sales, getting new customers, and leveraging Homewatch Caregiver system for that. They're part of a larger group. That's what has attracted numerous of our clients to open up a Homewatch Caregivers. That it's not just one brand, but there's multiple brands and in the services arena and franchising. And then the other space is your recruiting caregivers. So this is a business not for the faint of heart. This is for people that really want to grow a serious business Investment amount's not that high, 92,000, 154,000. It's been around since 1980. So it's older than me, but this is a very active owner operator. You're working your tail off for the first couple of years at least, growing the business, but the fruits of your labor should pay off. But you can see, by year of operation, 1 to 2 years, 2 to 3 years, how much money they're making. I like to see median gross revenue of franchisees in this group. So, over 4 years, 1.4 mil, 1 to 2 years, $382,000, $550,000, nice upward trend. So it's a business that's going to be demanding, but at the same time, very rewarding, helping your local community. And we've had clients invest in, I think, 6 different in-home senior care related brands. There's 20 plus. They all have pros and cons. So we're happy to walk you through them. And Homewatch Caregivers has territory sold out depending where you're looking to move in Texas, but there is territory still available depending on what city. And there's other brands like Options for Senior America, smaller brand in the in-home care space. Still been around since 1990, 18 locations, lesser of an investment, but more availability in Texas. So, at times, say that you wanted to open up in Houston, but Homewatch Caregiver isn't available. We can look at alternative brands, great brands like Options for Senior America that specializes more in having the caregiver live at the senior's spare bedroom. So another one's Tutoring Club. A lot of our clients, whether they have an experience in education or a passion working with children, we've had at least 10 clients invest in Tutoring Club, whether it's for the E2 visa or other visa categories that we've supported them with. They're based in Orange County as well as in Las Vegas. They have 87 locations. They've been around since 2006, and the investment amount $80,000 to $160,000. Territory available in Texas. They just have a couple locations in Texas at this time being. So last I checked, Austin was wide open, San Antonio, parts of Houston. So there's opportunity in this education brand with Tutoring Club. And a lot of people don't want to have a business that they have, they're going out to the customer, their employees are going out to the customer. So this business checks that box where the customer is coming to you. There's more controls in place to look at. So, and let's do the last one, Aladdin. I know people are tired of me talking, and this is Estrella Insurance. Again, we've had about 10 clients invest with Estrella Insurance, including a few in Texas. I believe at least one's now on his multiple locations. You can open up a location for as little as $50K. So some of our clients for the E2 visa are committing to 2 locations. They've been around since 1980, recently acquired by one of the largest groups in the insurance space. And they have a sister brand, Freeway, that we had one of the most senior managers on our YouTube channel. Really active owner operator. And, it looks like you're paying a lot in royalties, but you're basically getting all the relationships with all these different insurance companies to offer the best coverage. And this is a great opportunity for someone that has experience in sales, experience managing a sales team. Maybe you come from the financial service industry, but again, modest franchise fee, not that much money to open up. You got to have additional funds. They've been opening up a lot of locations. They have some clusters in Texas. They seeded the first location in Dallas, and then I believe they sold it off, and now they're opening more locations in Dallas Metro. Houston Metro is opening up. Nothing in San Antonio or Austin yet. And then their sister company brand, Freeway, has locations in Texas, including in El Paso and parts of Dallas. And Freeway, depending on the candidate and the location, they have I think it's 300 plus 400 corporate locations. So you could buy one of their corporate locations from them where there's already a established brick and mortar location. So that could be an option to explore. And Aladdin, now the kicker. So if you stayed and you watched this all, we want to offer you, if you're willing to invest in one of these franchises mentioned in 2025 and sign that franchise agreement and work with Visa Franchise, do the territory checks, talk to existing franchisees. If you're willing to do all that, we're happy to give back $2,500 as part of our success fee back to you to really jumpstart that business. So whether that's best used for marketing, If you put that in working capital, the grand opening fee, whatever you want, if you invest in one of these 6 businesses in 2025 and you work through us, we're happy to give you back $2,500 so you can further expand that business and have a killer grand opening and attack clients. So